All right. Hello, everyone. This is Jim with YouTube user JimLiElevators, and this right here is an Otis elevator car top station, which are mainly found on Otis elevators, especially in the newer generations, like between the 80s or 90s. I'm not too sure when, but I know for sure in the 90s, but I'm not sure if they used this kind of car top fixture back in the 80s or late 80s or anything like that, because the old Otis elevators used to have the black button Otis elevator car top station, which you seen that when I did the elevator shaft video at 24 Greenway Plaza that one time. So you guys may know the difference. But anyways, as you may notice, you see, this is supposedly the up button, but unfortunately the cover that is exactly like this one broke off. So we're going to have to make something up to put it back together. But what you're seeing here, which is not very common to see on newer Otis elevator car top stations, you see this right here is the rubber, which the plastic, which the hard cover literally sits on top of. See, it sits on top of the rubber, and you can see the black rubber thing literally moving. And what's underneath the rubber piece would be the contact switches. You can hear it clicking. See, that's what the rubber, you can see the rubber like literally benting and benting and benting. You see, that's how this rubber button works. So yeah, you see this, this is very rare for you to see what's underneath the button cover. So like I said, we're gonna have to make something up, and you can already notice this this white thing that is literally cut off is supposedly the white circle cover that sits on top of this rubber, which obviously the up button, as I've seen on many car top stations, would definitely be white. It's not something like this. You see, it looks something like this before, but the only difference for the up button is the white circle. The circle is white and the arrow is black. It is not something like this where the down button they have the black circle and the white arrow. For the up button is way on the opposite. So I'm sure you guys would understand that. So with that being said, as this thing works, basically what you do is you first turn on the inspection and then you pull to run. Then what you do is use these controls to manually operate the elevator car. First thing you have to do is you have to hold the save button first, and then you can select which way you want to go. If you take your finger off on any button, the elevator car will stop. You cannot directly just directly press up or down. You have to hold safe, especially in the newer generation today. But for the original Otis elevator car top stations, you just directly hit up or down, just kind of like a dead man's manual control. So that is how it works, and I just don't want you guys to be confused on the different designs of the Otis elevator car top stations, because the old ones you just directly press like a constant pressure control. And down here, that is you see all this wire. I think this is where you have like a thick wire cover that you close all the other wires in, and it is basically attached to the side of the elevator car located on the roof of it. So what we're going to be doing is, I've already cleaned up the outside part of it, but I'm going to have to open this up and get rid of all the entire wires and clean the inside box of this thing. And like I said, what we're going to do is we are going to make something up to cover up this rubber part so that we could have a fresh new up cover sitting on top of this rubber button. So that's the project that we're going to be doing today. I've also noticed something as well as this little metal piece right here. And when it was out in the fields, this car top station usually sits up like this, but unfortunately, I was not able to have something to hold it up, so I had to lay it flat like this because this little metal piece right here is basically in the way. Because look how silly it is to lay it like this. See, that just looks kind of awkward to me. So after we fix up this up button right here, I might think of something, make something for the bottom part, maybe like a stand or something. I'm not sure, but at least use something to hold the bottom part, so that way we can get a good looking Cartop station that could stand up straight like this, like a human being. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, these are, I wonder what those red and green lights are for. Like, I don't know if we want to wire this up, like if we want to make this both green and red lights light up or something. I'm not really sure, but what we're mainly doing is I'm wanting to fix up this up button right here, like I described earlier. Now, as we transition, I nearly almost forgot to mention, when you're ready to put the elevator back in normal service, what you do is just you push the stop and put it back into normal mode. And with that, let's get started. All right, now with the panel opened, you can reveal the backside with all the wires hooked onto it. And look at the box. Oh my gosh, there's like oil on there. Look at this, it's so wet. No wonder how oil leaked inside the Cartop box. That is gonna need a lot of cleaning right there, like I said. We are going to clean the inside of the Cartop station, get all the nasty gunk out. Oh, and here's the metal piece for the backside of the Cartop station I took off, and there is oil on there as well, so we are definitely gonna wipe this off. And flipping it around reveals the backside of the Cartop station. Sorry about my hand, but there's a phone number I do not want to share. All right, now before I forget to show anything else, see, there's your Otis tag name located on top of the Cartop station. And as you look to the side, see, there's your voltage information. And last but not least, here is the wiring diagram. I will get a full frame of this information later in the video so you can see. And just like that, here is the full view of the wiring diagram. Pause the video if you want to read it. Here's a much more detailed view of what the back looks like after I cleaned it up, as you can see right here. And this white thing right here, see, this is what the back looks like for the inspection switch where you turn from normal to inspection. Unfortunately, I can't show a view of it in action for this switch, but for this switch right here, I can, because this is the contact block for the Cartop button control. See, if you want to read, pause if you want to read the information about it. This contact is for your stop switch, and it's in the closed position. Watch this. As I pull it, now it's in the open position. Push it back in, now it's closed. And this switch is for your button, which you are seeing in action. It is the rubber button I showed at the beginning of this video. You see this thick tip that is being pushed by the circular divider? See, that is your peg, which is attached to the micro switches. And notice this metal thing in the center of the circular divider. You see, that is pressing on that tip, which signals current to flow through. See, the contact in the top row is for your stop switch. The second row is for your up. And the third row is where you hit safe. And the fourth row is down. Okay, now you guys have already seen enough details of the Cartop station. Let's focus on finding something to cover this car up button like I promised you. So looking at different options, maybe this cap lid can be useful from a bottle that we recycled. And as you can see now, we just cut off the barriers of the lid so that it could lay on the rubber button nice and flat. And last we'll do is use a black Sharpie to make the up arrow. And notice how bent this lid is. See, it doesn't even look flat, so it's not gonna look totally as perfect as it is, but we'll try our best though. All right, so this is what the finished work looks like. As you may notice, the cap is much different than the one I previously showed because we actually used this one to spray paint it in white before making the black arrow mark. And notice the spray paint landed on my skin. You see, that's because part of the white spray paint peeled off when we taped it around to make the arrow. You see, this didn't look the best. So we're going to have to do the same thing, but with a different option. So anyways, this is what it looks like. And after that, we're going to place it onto the rubber button on the Cartop station, like how I described in this video. All right. Just after a lot of digging and thinking, I finally got a cap for this. And like I said, we cut around the sides to make it more flat like this. And after making the arrow with, I believe, either black marker or Sharpie or something, but I'm not sure, we finally made an up cover for this Cartop station. As you can see, the problem has finally been fixed. As you may notice, you see this circle is a little bit bigger than all the other button covers you see right here. It's not exactly how I want it to be, but at least it looks almost exactly the same color like on a real Otis elevator Cartop station. And how we made this arrow is, what we did is we put some sort of masking tape around this side, covering both sides and at the bottom, and also making the slanted triangle up at the top on both sides like this. And we took a black ink of some sort, and we kind of sketched it through, sketched it and sketched it and sketched it. And once we removed the tape, it is looking just as realistic as a real button out in the fields. Now, it's not in the greatest of shape because look at the center. You could still visibly see, you can still see the dot in the center of this circle cover right here, because like I said, this was originally a cap that we used off of a recycled bottle, like I mentioned. And in case if you guys ask me, I didn't actually do all this work. It was actually my father who basically helped me do all this project, as I'm just mainly telling you how this is done. Unfortunately, I didn't record any of the projects in process because I wasn't here at the time when this was being constructed. I love to tell you more about it. I wish I could. That is pretty much all I know, because basically my father told me, and this is what I'm basically telling you. I love to show you the work in progress, but the least I can do is tell you all about it, because like I said, when this was being worked on, I was not home during the time. So anyways, not only that we got this problem fixed, but look what my Cartop station is on now. Look at this right here. It is right now on a lamp. Isn't that exciting? Look at this. We literally built a lamp using some of my elevator pieces. As you may notice, this base right here was pulled off of an old TV, and this pole right here was originally a girder of the final limit switches from out of the Galleria Mall. We used this piece right here to make this stand-up lamp. As you may notice, this Cartop station is now on a stand-up lamp. You see, this divider was originally from out of the elevator shaft in the red parking garage at the Galleria Mall, along with these final limit switches. See, I made a video of these a while back. As you can see, this metal piece was incredibly crusty, so we repainted it into a silver color. And this directional lantern was from the Hilton Palacio del Rio Hotel off of the ballroom lobby elevators. This is a Westinghouse directional lantern, which what you do is you use these Cartop station controls, and what you do is when you press safe and either this or this button right here, it'll make the lantern light up. But you can't just directly press the button. You have to first press and hold this button and then press either each of the directional buttons to make the arrow light up. So what we're going to do is we will plug this inside. Just have to jiggle it in there. And you turn on this inspection switch. You see a green light turn on right there, which basically means you are safe to run the elevator car from the Cartop station. Now, unfortunately, I have to use both hands because look, this button is really hard to press, and this thing's like literally wiggling. I don't want to knock it over. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold the safe button and watch what happens when I hit this button right here. Sorry, I have to do this with both hands, but watch this. See, the up button lights up, and if you want to, and for the down, you hold the safe button first, press down, and it lights up down right there. See? You take your finger off on any button, it'll stop. You see? Like I said, you can't just directly hit the button like that. See? It does not work. You have to hold safe and then press these buttons right here. And you turn this light on. See, this is just your regular lamp. See? That lights up. Now, if you push to stop, it not only turns off the lamp, but you also can't go anywhere. Like I said, I cannot do it with one hand, but I tried it earlier ago. You press any button, none of the lanterns will light up. You have to pull to run, and you hold down the safe button, hit this button right here, and it'll go again. Which means if you're on an actual car top, you run the elevator car in inspection. Just kind of like a real car top station. All right, we're gonna go ahead and turn this off now. And now something I've noticed on this Cartop station are the red and green lights. And I need you guys to please help me out here if I'm wrong. In other words, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not too familiar with some of these features. So I need you to please keep that in mind. Anyways, with this green light, I basically assume it means the elevator car can go, just like a traffic signal, which is where you hit this safe button. Yeah, I'm holding my toe down because I don't want this thing to bend over because these buttons are really hard to press. So you press safe and you hit up. See, that lights up. And now you press to stop. It lights up red, which means you try to take it anywhere. See, it does not light up. See, it doesn't work. So you pull it back to run, and now it's functional again. There we go. I nearly took my finger off the save button, which is why this thing is really hard to press and you have to use both hands on it. So this basically concludes this project. We've not only fixed up this up button right here, but also turned a simple car top station into a working stand-on house lamp. Isn't this amazing? See, as you turn this on, see, the light turns on, but if you push to stop, it does not work, which I assume that's what the red light means. But if you pull it to run, it means green light, to turn on the light, and you can also control the light from the car top station as well. See, look at that. Isn't that amazing? So I really like how this thing turns out. And with these limit switches, it turns off the light. See, look at that. I almost forgot to show the limit switches. See, I made the limit switches to where it turns off the light when you push in and you release it, it'll turn the light back on. This is definitely an interesting feature. So we'll go ahead and turn it off. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching. This was probably the fun project that we have ever made. Like I said, I'm not the one who does this all alone. Also my father as well. So please keep that in mind. Anyways, I think to end the video, we're going to put this thing back to normal service. And as you can see, nothing works. And like I said, I'm not gonna do it again, but you press any button, nothing works. Unless you press this, flip to inspection, and like I said, it works just like that. So yeah, I really love how this thing turned out, and I think this red and green feature is pretty good. So anyways, I'm not sure what I do with this stop switch. One question to ask before I close out of the video. Do y'all know which position I should pull this red switch to? Do I leave it in the stop position, or do I leave it in the run position? Usually, I think I originally thought you push the stop, meaning that everything will turn off, and you pull to run, this will turn on. I do like the feature, but I'm just not really sure. When you put the elevator car back into normal service, do you leave the switch off in the stop position or in the run position? That's one question that I need to ask. But anyways, enough with all that. I think it's time for me to end the video so you guys don't get bored. So thank you all so much for watching, and that is going to be it.